friends, today I'm going to review Skills 5, Lesson 16. Throughout the lesson, we'll meet 4 learning targets. I can identify words with an initial R sound based on oral riddle clues. I can read words with R spelled R and WR. I can plan and write an opinion paragraph. I can spell and write 1 and 2 syllable words with d, and the tricky word was. Today we're going to review the R sound as in red. Say R, R. Very good. Do you think this sound is a vowel sound or a consonant sound? It is a consonant sound made with the back of the tongue curled back towards the roof of the mouth to obstruct the airflow. We're going to play a little game. I am thinking of a word that begins with the R sound. I want you to guess my word, but first listen to my clues. I'm thinking of the part of your body that connects your hand to your arm. You can bend this part of your arm. I'm thinking of your wrist. I am thinking of an animal that has long ears and a fluffy tail. This animal also likes to eat carrots. I'm thinking of a rabbit. I'm thinking of something that falls from the clouds and soaks the ground. This is something you might see on a cloudy day. I am thinking of rain. I am thinking of the color of cherries and apples. This is also the color of fire trucks. The color I'm thinking of is red. I'm thinking of a type of jewelry that is worn on your finger. This type of jewelry is also round. I'm thinking of a ring. That was the last one. You did an amazing job. Let's talk about ways to spell the R sound. Today, we're going to review the spellings for R and introduce a new spelling. The one spelling that we already know is the letter R. Let's look at our sound spelling card, R. Is this spelling common or not so common? That's right, this spelling is very common. And what is our sample word for this spelling? Red. I've given you 2 more sample words with the letter R to represent the R sound. The first word is rock. Say rock. The second word is grin. Say grin. The next spelling we've already learned is double letter spelling RR. This spelling is also used to represent the R sound. Let's look at the power bar. Is this spelling common or not so common? It's not very common. And how do we know? We know because our power bar is very, very short. Our sample word is ferret. I've given you 2 more sample words. The first sample word I've given you is stirred. Say stirred. The next sample word is furry. Say furry. To introduce a new way to spell the R sound. The letters WR also represent the R sound. Let's read the sample word together. What's that word? Wrist. Let's look at our power bar. Is this spelling going to be very common or not so common? Not so common. I've given you 2 more sample words to spell the R sound. The first one is wren. Say wren. The next one is wreck. Say wreck. Now, if you have your code chart, take your code chart out. If not, follow along with me. In your individual code charts on page 7, you will see the 3 ways to spell the R sound. Let's go ahead and take a red crayon and trace the WR sound spelling card in red. Whenever the spelling WR appears on an activity page or in a story for the next few lessons, it will be printed in darker, bolder letters to remind us that the 2 letters stand for a single sound. You can also refer to your individual code chart whenever you are having trouble remembering the spelling alternatives for the R sound. Take out your skywriters. Let's practice writing the R sound. When we write the R sound, we start at the midline and we go diagonal down to the baseline. We slant diagonal back up, back to the midline. We slant diagonal down, back to the baseline. Remember, I'm not picking up my pencil, and I'm going to slant back up, diagonal, back to the midline. I'm going to pick up my pencil and move over just a little bit. They're not far apart. I'm going to write the letter R. I start at the midline and go straight vertically down to the baseline. Leave your pencil down. I go back up and curve around. I touch the middle line and come back down just a little bit. That is how we write the R spelling, W-R. Let's look at some spelling trees. Here I have the spelling tree for the R sound. Notice the sound R is at the trunk of this tree. Each branch represents a different spelling for the R sound. At the bottom I have 3 leaves. My first leaf has the word rich, rich. Which branch am I going to place this leaf on? Very good. I'm going to place the leaf with rich on the branch with the letter R. The next word is ferret, ferret. Which branch am I going to place this leaf on? Which branch holds the correct spelling for the R sound? Very good. In the word ferret, RR represents the R sound. The next word I have is written, written. Which branch am I going to place the leaf for written on? In the word written, WR represents the R sound. Now it's your turn. I have 3 words. I want you to tell your parent which leaf is going to go on what branch. Let's check to see if you got those right. The first word is dripping. The next word is brim. The next word is wrapped. Now with a partner, I want you to figure out which 3 branches these 3 leaves will belong. The first word is ret. Which branch? The next word is wrist. Can you guess where it goes? And the last word is stirred. Very good. We will be using this spelling tree as an organizer. You're going to have a chance to add more words to this spelling tree later. Now, you have your skills activity workbook. Take it out, grab a pencil, and turn to page 81, activity 16.1. We're going to work through this activity page together. Each sentence contains at least one word that has the R sound. We're going to read the sentence and circle the R spellings. The number at the end of each sentence tells us how many R spellings there are in the sentence. Ready? Let's complete this page together. Number 1. I like to visit the reptile room. What's the first R word? Reptile is the first R word. Let's write that word on the line. What's the next R word? I know there's two because I see a number 2 at the end of my sentence. Room. Very good. How is the R sound represented in reptile and room? You guessed it. It's spelled with the letter R. Let's read number 2. They wrapped my cast in the wrong fabric. What's the first R spelling I see? W-R. That word is wrapped. Let's write that word on the line. The next R spelling I see is W-R in the word wrong. I'm also going to write that word on the line. The last one is a bit tricky. It's a 2-syllable word, and the second syllable has the R sound spelled with the letter R in the word fabric. Let's read number 3. I got a ride up the ramp. I see 2 words with the R sound. The first word I see is ride. The R spelling begins, the word begins with the letter R. It represents the R spelling. The next word is ramp. I see another R. Let's move on to number 4. My name is written in the book. I know there's one word that has the R sound, and I see a W-R spelling. That word is written. Be careful. Sometimes they'll put 2 blanks to try to trick us. Number 5. I took a long trip with my pal Rex. In the trip, I see the letter R, which represents the R sound. Rex also begins with the letter R and represents the R sound. We hiked on the red rocks. Red. I see the letter R and it represents the R sound. Rocks also begins with the R sound. I am not wrong. Wrong has a W-R and it represents the R sound. Do not wreck the room. I see W-R at the beginning of the word wreck, and I also see it at the beginning of the word room. Go ahead and complete this activity page. Leave it inside your practice book. Let's go back and review our standards. I can identify words with an initial R sound based on oral riddle clues. I can read words with R spelled R and WR. When we did the riddles in the beginning and you guessed which word I was thinking, you got those all right. We also read words with R on activity page 16.1. Now we're going to plan and write our very own opinion paragraph as a class. And lastly, we're going to review our upcoming spelling words. We have been learning about the elements of an opinion paragraph, or how to take a stand and tell why. What's the difference in between an opinion and a fact? An opinion is your belief or personal view about something, and a fact is something that is known to be true. Look at the enlarged version of the opinion paragraph, the best book ever, from the previous lesson. The elements of an opinion paragraph from our discussion in the last lesson were a title, a starting sentence with an opinion, 2 reasons to support that opinion, and an ending sentence. In an opinion paragraph, the writer states his or her opinion about something. They tell a little about the thing and give reasons for that opinion. The linking word because is used to introduce each reason. In today's lesson, you will work as a group to plan a class opinion paragraph or take a stand and tell why. Look at the writing process graphic. The first step in the writing process is plan, thinking about what you will write. After we come up with the plan, we will begin our draft. We will edit later in another lesson. Let's brainstorm of class or school events in which we've participated during this school year. I'm going to record all of your ideas right here. What are some things you really enjoyed this year? Honors assemblies, PBIS dances, music class, PE class, and starting a class garden. Well, I'm going to pick just one of these topics, and we're going to think about that event. Let's talk about what happened during that event and give me more reasons why you think one of these events is the best ever. What are some things we do at the PBIS dances? Share specific reasons why you enjoy it. Dancing with friends, buying popcorn and icing, listening to music, and singing lots of songs. Well, those are all really good reasons, and many of you experienced this event as a group. So it would be possible to write an opinion about it as a group, saying what each of you liked about it. However, an opinion paragraph is usually written from the point of view of one single person instead of an entire group. I would like the class to plan an opinion paragraph about the event as a group, but I'm only going to use one person as the writer. Let's look at this planning template. I'm going to be the recorder for our class. Let's look at our planning template. I'm going to take all of the ideas from our previous lesson and jot them down on our planning template, starting with our title or the name of our subject, PBIS dances. Next, I'm going to think about, when we were brainstorming, what did we say was our favorite school event? We said that PBIS dances were the best school event ever. What do we do at a PBIS dance? It's for students with good behavior. Why did we think this was a really good event? Why was it the best event ever? Because we get to listen to cool music. That's our first reason. And our second reason I chose was buy popcorns and ices. Lastly, we need a closing sentence. Turner has the best PBIS dances ever. Now, I'm going to show you how to write this sentence on our drafting template. You always start by including the name or the title of your paragraph. PBIS dances was our title. Let's take our stand. This time it's going to be in a complete sentence. I think the PBIS dances are the best school event ever. Who can attend the PBIS dances? PBIS dances are for students with good behavior. Why did we like this event? I like this event because I can listen to cool music. Notice how I started my sentence with the capital letter and I ended it with a period. I also used the word because when I was introducing one of my reasons why I like this topic. This event is also my favorite because I can buy popcorn and ices. Again, I used because. Finally, in our closing sentence, we want to try and suggest something to the reader. You should try to be good in school because PBIS dances are the best events ever. That concludes our drafting template. We're going to add it in a later version. Let's review our learning targets. I can identify words with an initial R sound based on oral riddle clues. I can read words with R spelled R and WR. I can plan and write an opinion paragraph. I can spell and write 1 and 2 syllable words with t, d, and the tricky word was. You will have a list of spelling words to practice and learn each week. Look at the following headings. Underneath each heading, I have one spelling word for the week. Repeat each word after me. Trucker, kitten, park, duck, add, planned, offer. And the last word is a tricky word. That word is was. Let's go through each one of our spelling words this week and make sure we know how to decode them. The first word is trucker. The sounds are t, r, k, trucker. Our next spelling word, k, it, n, kitten. Parked, parked, parked. The next word, duck, d, duck. The next word, add, add. Planned, and planned. Offer, offer. And lastly, our tricky word was. You will have an assessment at the end of the week, so it is important to practice your spelling words while you're home. Let's review our learning targets one more time. I can identify words with an initial R sound based on an oral riddle clues. We did that when we played What Am I Thinking? I can read words with R spelled R and WR. We did that when we completed activity page 16.1. I can plan and write an opinion paragraph. We went through a teacher read aloud, think aloud with that one. I can spell and write 1 and 2 syllable words with d. And the tricky word was happy learning.